Okay, the recording is on. We are learning Java's basic syntax. Okay, and
Okay.
in this we are learning Java. What is Java? Java is object-oriented programming language. Okay, it means that Java is a collection of objects. Okay,
Oh,
and Java is collection of objects. Okay, meaning that these objects can communicate. Okay, with each other. Okay, it's like it's a forest and there are trees in the forest. Okay, you
okay.
understand? So it's like
Yes.
a forest, and what is object? Object is it's a trees in the forest. Okay, so we can say then how objects communicate with each other. Objects communicate, okay, through function calls. Okay, so trees actually, instead of trees, there is a forest. Animals lives in the forest. Okay, so and animals communicate, you know, through some function calls. What that function calls, it could be different kinds of frequencies that communicate with each other. Okay. All
Okay.
right, just let's keep it to the concepts. Okay, focus on the concepts and let's not go into the details. Just think class, it is there. Okay, and objects, it is a member of that class. Okay, so let's say class, we have a class student. Okay, it's a prototype actually. Okay, class is a prototype, it's a blueprint. Okay, and let's say what student has properties. Student
Is
has, like name, okay, age, email, mobile. So these are like properties, okay? So as in when you create an object for this student, okay, let's say OB1 is the, member of, student class, okay? That means OB1 has, name, age, email, and mobile. So, OB1 is actually one student. Okay, so OB1 contains information of one student. Let's say OB2 is also a member of student class. That means you are having OB2 OB2 is nothing but another student which also have name, age, email, and mobile. Okay, likewise there could be n number of members. Member of student. So look at here. We are repeating this student, 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 and it's a blueprint. Meaning what? What you define in the class, what properties you define in the class. Okay, the objects gets all. See, in the class we say name, age, email, mobile. As OB1 becomes a member of student, the OB1 has to give name, age, email, and mobile. Okay, so that
okay.
OB1 is, let's say, you. So OB1 dot name is others, OB1 dot age is 10, OB1 dot email is others at gmail.com, OB1 dot mobile is 921212121. Okay, understand?
Okay.
OB2 is another student. This could be your friend, and OB2 dot name, okay, your friend's name, friend's age, friend's email, and friend's mobile. Likewise, you know, this goes on. You can create n number of objects. Okay, you understand?
Yes.
Okay. So, basically you want to now assign the name and age, email, mobile number. How do you do that? It's a question, no? Now we got name, age, email, mobile, but object wants to, this OB1 wants to give name, assign age, email, mobile. How do you do that? So there are functions written. Okay, so there are functions written who does this job. Okay, so function can save information, can, okay, return information. Okay, and it can do anything. Okay, it can do anything you want. Okay, so functions, it is a channel, okay, through which through functions you can store information. Through functions you can get information. It's like, in a house we don't know, like if we are hungry, okay, who do you call? You call mom. Mom, I'm hungry, give me food.
Okay.
So the mom is a function, okay, and she serves food to us. Okay, The food is there in the house, in the kitchen, the food is there, but you don't directly get it. You don't, take the food. Okay, because you're not allowed to. Okay, as in because, it's channelized. Okay, the functioning of the house, it's this way that you need food, you call mom. Okay, let's say you need money. Okay, you call dad. Hey dad, I want some money. Isn't it? But the money is there, in the house, money is stored somewhere. You know that the money is in the locker or something. You know the where is the keys there, okay? But you don't get it, it's not ethics, to get the money without asking your father, that's not called ethics. So what do? You reach dad, dad, I need some money. Please give me some money, and dad will give you some money, So these are functions, these are very responsible like functions. Okay, it's like mom and dad, they will give you the, they will give you the uh like dad will give you the money, mom will give you the food, so they have defined the mom's job is to work in the kitchen probably, okay, take care of family and their needs, and dad's responsibility is to, take care of the whole family, as in and the family's needs in terms of financial things. Okay, so the function knows responsibly their own responsibilities. Okay. So likewise, we have name, age, email, mobile, but we don't generally access these. Okay. We access these name, age, email through functions only. Okay. I think it's enough information to understand the class and objects. Okay. So, it's a brief discussion on classes and objects. Okay. So far, I given you enough information to know what is data. So this is basically data. Okay, so class contains basically two parts. Okay, one is data, and data is name, age, email, and mobile. And functions basically, functions are to, show data, okay, then save information, meaning data, okay, save data, or, do some operations on the data, operations on data. Any operation you can do, okay. All right. Or you can do modify data. Okay. You can modify data. So these are, the functions, who works, okay, who functions upon data, who does some operations on the data. Okay. So let's go to the next part. Okay. Like, what is class? Like I said, so this class, it groups data and functions together. Okay. So let's just type in here. What is class? So class, you know, it is a blueprint, okay, or just you can say it's a plan, okay, that what object can contain, what object can contain, okay. It's like, you need, let's say you have a resume, okay, but it's a soft copy, okay, it's a in PDF form, okay, and you need to take out a printout, and that printout is a hard copy. Okay, once you have soft copy, you can take out, hundreds of copies, hard copies of it, isn't it?
Yes.
Logical copy you have, and several physical copies you can print, isn't it? So that
Yep.
logical copy, it is called class. It's a blueprint. Okay. So example can be, the blueprint of the house. Okay, example is first example is, blueprint of the house. Let's say, you know, you want to build the house. Okay, so what do you do? Okay, what do you do? You go to the architecture. You say, I need a, two-story building. Okay, and I need three, rooms on each floor, and this and that. Architecture engineer will give you a nice plan on the piece of paper. That piece of paper plan is nothing but a class. It's not the real house, but when you give this plan to the builders, they can actually build a house on some plot, okay, that you own. So you need a actual land there. You need to buy some land if you need you need to if you need to live in that house. Okay, you need to buy some land. That is object. So objects are real entities. Okay, it contains rooms. Okay, it contains all the features that you define in the class. Okay, in the blueprint of the house. Okay, all right. So let's talk about the object. So yeah, there is so much information, but we can go to the next topic now. Talking about object, it is an instance of a class, or you can simply say it's a member of a class. Okay, so it is an instance, or you can say member of a class. Okay, so it has data and functions. Okay, like behavior and state, you can call it as. So example, like example will be, you have animal class. Okay, animal is a blueprint, and the entity is, like cat, dog, monkey. Okay, these are like, objects of animal. Okay, it's like another is, student class is there. Okay, so it could be, others is the object, your friends, Rohit, Meena, these are, the objects of student class. Understand? Let's take another example. Let's say car. Car is a class, okay, and it's BMW, okay, then Tata, Maruti, okay. These are like the members of that class, okay, and functioning about all these, it's a different animal. It's a functioning of the animal class, it's like, sound. Okay, function will be sound. So cat sound meow, dog barks, okay, and lion, roars, The students functioning is, like different types of like what property students have, name is, what do you do with that? You find average, and you
Okay.
can find who is the topper of the class, based on the average.
Yes.
That's the functioning. Car, what is the functioning of the car? You can drive that car. So these are some
Yes.
behaviors. We are talking about behaviors, okay, of the object. And let's, understand how do you, run this, okay? Let's understand how do you run this. Okay, so, if you have a file, let's say you're writing one class, student demo, and in this one, student demo, how to run this one? Java C student demo dot Java. Okay, and how do you run this? This generates the byte code. Okay,
Okay.
this generates byte code. Byte code meaning what? It's you cannot run this file. Okay, you need interpreter. Okay, in order to run this file, you need interpreter. I mean, with this Java C command, you don't get actual output. Okay, but it's a intermediate form of that code is generated. It's a simple way. Let's say you know English, okay, but you don't know. Let's say your friend understands only French, and you don't know French, but you speak English. So what happens? You need like you need a person who speaks French. Okay, so what you do? You first state you give your message to your, that person, the translator, and the translator will then translate your message to your French friend. Okay, so it's kind of that, Java C will generate one file. Okay, so this is your file, student demo.java. This is your file, you compile it to your bytecode. This bytecode file again then, it is run by Java interpreter. Okay, and this time, okay, you don't put dot java next. You don't put this dot java, okay, because this is a bytecode file, and this produces the output. Okay, so let me help you with the very first program that what you do. You should run here. Create public static void main. Okay, and in this you write system dot out dot println, and you say this is my first program. Okay, now you want to run this. Okay, so let's run this code. How do you run this? If let's say you want to run this code, okay, on terminal.
Okay.
Let's say this is terminal, okay. Here is the terminal. How do you run this? First, save this code, okay. You say dir, okay. Do you see with dir command? What do you see in here? See, I run this dir, okay.
Okay.
What do you see? This lists the files. Okay, like see, this is addition.java. It is listed in here. Data types listed in here. Okay, and I want to run these data types.java. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to say Java C. Okay, and name of the file. So data types.java. Okay. Okay, see, now do you see here one file is created here? See, data types
Yeah.
dot class. Do you see extension?
Yes.
It's a bytecode. And the original file, this one, this contains, all your source code. And this file is, it is class file, which is a bytecode file. Okay. So we have just finished this part. Okay. We have just completed, like successfully compiled this file. And we got the bytecode file. And now we need to run this file, not this one. Okay, the bytecode file. Okay, so now we are going to run this bytecode file. So data types. Okay, dot class. Okay, so you can just say data types this also. Okay, and just run it. Okay, what do you see? This is
My
my first
first.
program. Do you see? This is the
Yes.
old way of executing the programs. Okay. Like before,
Okay.
before Visual Studio Code and these smart editors, the programmer, they have to write this code, in a notepad, okay, and save it as a .java. And then they have to open up the command prompt like this. They need to, type the command javac space name of the file .java. Then the bytecode file generates. If there are no errors in your program, then this bytecode file is created. And then after that file is created, you can execute that program using, Java space data types. All right. And then you can get here message, this is my first program. Okay. So this is how, these are the, steps to compile and run a Java program. Okay. So what we have seen, okay, we have seen, okay, so fifth point, what we have seen, sixth point, okay, states to compile, okay, compile meaning Java C, okay, and run meaning Java command, okay, Java program. So these are commands. With the Java C, you compile your program, and the bytecode class file is generated, and run means Java. Now you are running this program, so Java data types, okay. You understand this?
Yes.
All right. So let's talk about comments. Okay, so the seventh point is, let's talk about comments. These are very important topic, comments. So whenever you're writing a program, okay, so you need to put comments. It could be single line comment, it could be multi-line comment. Okay, meaning what? Single line comments, let's say I want to put here something like this system dot out dot println what it does. Okay, I just want to write something about this line. So I'm not going to put like this. Okay, because this is multi-line comment. I want to just put okay single line comment. So I just put two forward slash. Okay, this is single line comment, and this comment it is not executed by Java. Remember this. This is for you. This is not
Okay.
for Java interpreter or compiler. Okay.
Okay.
So you can say this is for me, not for the computer. Okay.
So the
So
computer won't remember this?
computer won't even see that. It says it's not for me. I will not execute this. Okay. What is the
Okay.
purpose of this then? The purpose
It's
is to understand code.
oh
Understand code. You got it?
okay.
Like you're
Yep.
writing this for yourself to remember what this code does. For instance,
Okay.
this println, what it does, it prints my message, okay, on the screen. You understand? And what is multi-line
Yep.
comment then?
What?
What is multi-line
Please.
comment? So multi-line comment, it is this that I'm writing in here. Do you see here? The entire block, do you see here? Since the
Yeah.
session starts, so this is single line comment. Now look at here. Multi-line comments begin with this forward slash start. Entire thing that I have written in here. All this that you see in green color. Okay, these are like string. It's not a code. Okay, it is ignored by the compiler, interpreter.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
all right. Even bytecode file that is generated here, no, it doesn't even have this, text.
Okay.
You understand? So
Yep.
this is for the user, developer needs to understand, what this code does. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So now let's come to the point. Let's discuss about, the rules. Okay, about the naming the file. Okay,
Okay.
naming the source file, meaning Java file. Okay.
Okay.
So there is a rule in Java programming language. What you should do if you want to, name a file. If you name a file, think twice before you naming the files. Okay. Let's say you're doing addition of two numbers program. So your file name should be, same as the class name. See, look at here. I have created data types. Okay, here public class data types, and look at the name of my file.
Data types.
Data
It's the
types.
same.
Yeah, it should be same. Exactly, it should match with the public class, name. Okay,
Oh,
you cannot have this different name. Okay, as in because it contains main function. Why do you think, there's a rule that you should name a file same as public class?
because
Because your main function, it is easier for compiler to find the main function.
okay.
Okay, say file name is data type. So it knows that it will start looking for the class name which has data types as name,
Yep.
and it will easily find the main function. I'm talking about in the case where you have multiple classes. No, here we just have one class, no issues. What if we have like hundreds of classes? What do you think? How do you think the compiler finds the class in which we have main function? It's not easy, no. So that's why it's a rule that whatever class has this main function. Okay. So let's say data type has this main function. Then it's a rule that you should name that file as the name of the class in which main function is there. Okay, name of the file can be different name. Okay, okay. But if it does not have this public class, okay. Let's say now you don't have a main function in this. Okay, in that case you can have different name also. Okay. All right. So let's talk about the case sensitivity. Okay, like class name you have given here data type. So see, we here let me type it here first. What we have learned, name of the file. should be same as the public class name, okay, in which in which the main function resides. Okay. And Java is a case sensitive language. Okay. Meaning what? Let's say my class name is a case sensitive language. Sensitive language. Meaning what? If a class name is data types, okay,
Okay.
and uh, and you are creating object like this, okay, data types,
Okay.
okay, and you're creating OB1 is equal to data types. Now you might think that this is okay, but this is not. This is not okay. Why? Because this data type class is a different one and this one is different. Okay,
Okay.
you understand?
Yes, I understand.
So this is called case sensitive language. Okay. What are the
Yes.
rules to define classes? Okay. So these points I'm telling you before our coding session starts. Okay. That these rules you have to remember. You don't make mistakes. Okay. That's why I'm telling you all these rules. Okay, about Java. And if you are naming the class, okay, class names, the first letter should be capital. First letter should be uppercase. Okay. Meaning what? Let's say I want to say it's a hello world class. So hello and world, it's a different word. So first letter capital. See, this is allowed. Okay. This is allowed. And when you print any message, you use system.out.println. You use this one now. This is valid because see, look at here. S is capital. Okay. This is valid. Why? Because this S is capital. Okay.
Yes.
Now this is invalid. System.out.println. Now look at what is the mistake in here? S is lowercase. Okay. So the first letter of system class should be capital as in because it's a class.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes.
Okay. So class name should be uppercase first letter always. Okay. So inner words, if it's a multiple words are there, okay, you want to name like if a class name you want to name like this, okay. Hello world is the one. Multiple letters, multiple words are there. So inner words should be the first letter capital. See, world is a different word, okay. So that's why I named it first letter capital. You understand?
Yes.
Okay. So what is invalid syntax? Let's talk about it. Okay, invalid names. Okay, so the first is valid and invalid names. Okay, let's talk about it. Valid and invalid class names. Okay, so the first one in this one is, let's say class my Java code. Okay, so this is valid. This is valid. Let's say class first one example. Now see, this is invalid. Why? Because class name should not start with number.
Okay.
Okay, invalid because first letter should be alphabets. Okay, first letter should not be number. Okay, third, you know, if you want, you can say example one is valid. Okay, example one is valid. Okay, this is
Okay.
valid. Numbers can be present, but not in the first place. Okay, no, then you cannot name like this. Okay, like hash program. Okay, in this, why it's not valid? Because it is invalid because it is using, okay, you cannot use add, hash, okay. or dollar or any other special, okay, or what you call it as special symbols. Okay, you cannot use symbols. Okay,
Okay.
cannot use symbols. All right. And then you can create a class like this. My simple program. So this is valid, but this is not preferred. Okay, not preferred. Now you might wonder what is wrong in this. See, class
Yes.
name first letter should be capital.
Okay.
Okay. In general, it's not, see, it's a prototype that every developers follows. Okay. Now, if then if you follow this rule, no, okay, don't fit into the developers category. Okay. Why? Because your programs, they might think it's a variable, not a class. Because generally variables are declared like such, because variables are all lowercase. Okay, variable name starts with lowercase, and you know you defining the class as first letter, okay, lowercase. You understand? So you think it's a class, but other developers might think it's a variable. Okay, that's why this is discouraged, not preferred. Okay, understand?
Yes.
All right. So the next part is 11th point is public static void main that we have used. Okay. Okay, you know this, what it is. Okay, this is the entry point of the program. Okay, we're talking about, the main function now. Okay, this is the entry point. Okay, let me close this. Entry point, okay, into, uh, Java program. Okay, so this is where processing starts. Okay, the program starts from this main function. Okay, all right. And now function names. What is function? Okay, now functions are also called methods. Okay, these are synonyms. All the
Okay.
functions should start. Okay, all the functions should start with lowercase. Means if let's say addition is the function name, I want to give a
Okay.
function name
Wait.
addition. So it should be
So
lowercase. Okay, you
can
should
I go?
not.
Hello. Can I go to the bathroom?
Yeah, please, please. Hold on. Hello, others.
Yeah.
Yeah, please be there just 2 minutes, okay?
Okay.
It's just addition is the addition is a function, okay? And this addition is a function, and it's not a class, so you should follow this rule that it should start with lowercase. You should not use this, you should not define a function like this. It will be wrong, okay? It's discouraged, okay? So what is recommended? Start first letter with
Okay.
lowercase. All right. And
Okay.
now this is a valid. Okay, this is valid. And what could be invalid is this one. Okay, this is invalid. Okay, so just hold on just 1 minute. Okay, then we will take a break. Okay, identifiers is like called variables. Okay, identifiers.
Okay.
What is identifiers? It's called variables. Okay,
Okay.
all right. So how to define variables? It's the name of the variables. Identifiers are name of the variables. First thing, names of variables, functions, objects, okay, and labels, okay. Class names also, okay. Name of variables, classes, objects, labels, classes, okay. All right. So all variables, identifiers, begins with the letters, okay, and first character of identifiers can be, combination of letters. Let's say any identifier, it is you want to name function or class or anything. The first letter should be, okay, first, it should first position, in the identifier, okay, identifier. should be later. Okay,
Okay.
all right.
Yes.
And later further you can have numbers, digits as you want. Okay, like say what are the examples for this? Example will be num1 is valid. Okay, one num is invalid because in this one you use digit first, not later. Okay,
Okay.
all right. And then
Yes.
space is not allowed. This is invalid because you are using space in there. Okay, all right. So that's it for today's session. Okay, we can conclude that we have seen basics of Java in this. Okay,
Okay.
all right. Thank you for joining today's session. Have a nice
Okay.
day. Bye bye. Rejoin the session now
I'll
after.
rejoin. Can
Okay,
I go bathroom?
bye.
Okay.
Yeah,
Bye.
please.